The world awaits for the launch of Intel's 13th gen on October 20th, where we'll be able to gauge real-world performance and especially how they stack up against Zen 4. But if Billy user Extreme Player has anything to say about it, it is bad news for Team Blue. According to Extreme Player, who released a pre-embargo review of the i7 13700K and the i5 13600K, the i7 13700K turns out to be around 5% slower overall in gaming by comparison to the Ryzen 7 7700X. If the review turns out to be accurate, this could be a big problem for Intel. For starters, there's the very real possibility that Intel simply just loses the value war here, which is a huge factor for these more mid-range processors. The soon-to-be previous gen 12700K launched at $409 USD, and even that struggled to compete in value with its younger brother 12600K. We saw the 7700X launch right at $399. This puts Intel in an actually difficult pricing position. If Intel gets hyper aggressive and decides to launch the 13700K at say $389, then Intel is forced to give up more margin on a product that is more expensive to produce than the previous gen. Or if the pricing rates of 13th gen are to be believed, and Intel does stick with their supposed price point of $430 for the 13700K, then yikes. Not only does Intel cost more, but for the target audience of gamers who are most inclined to pick a processor based on gaming performance, the 13700K performs worse than AMD's offering. This doesn't take into account other things like platform longevity, which is essentially guaranteed by AMD. Gaming isn't the whole story though, as there's still the productivity case to consider. While Extreme Player didn't benchmark any productivity tasks, Intel's performance here could be a toss-up, but honestly, considering what we've seen with Zen 4 on productivity, I believe the story is still bleak for Intel, and here's why. AMD was able to see such a huge performance uplift with Zen 4 in both gaming and productivity due to significant under-the-hood work done with the architecture for the brand new Ryzen chips. The same can be seen on the GPU side of things with NVIDIA and their Ada Lovelace architecture powering the 40 series. Intel has been so married to their Lake architecture for such a long time, as well as stuck on their now 7 times refined 14nm process node, that Intel has missed out on doing significant architecture overhauls like both AMD and NVIDIA have been able to do. It's something we've lauded on this channel many times across many videos. Intel's method of more and more refinement and giving their sand more lightning, telling it to work faster, just simply isn't enough anymore. But it is impressive they managed to keep this up for so long. So while Intel might still be able to compete at the high end, especially if the rumored 34-core 13th gen processor exists, which you can check out our video here on, Intel's story for the mid-range, which is going to be the highest volume sales segment, looks bleak. So let us know in the comments down below which team you'll be on for this generation of processors, and I'll see you next time.